guys, it's me, Kitty Short 96. So today someone had requested me to do what was Jurassic Park San Diego, the Lost World. So let's get right into it.
When Jurassic Park was in the early developmental phase over at InGen, John Hammond's plan was to construct an amphitheater in California. Here, the world could view his dinosaurs without having to travel to an exotic island. While the layout of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World have been discussed heavily since their initial screen appearances, very little has ever been said about the theme park that was featured in The Lost World. And while it was only seen briefly in the second film, this attraction is, in my opinion, one of the series' most intriguing sights. Jurassic Park San Diego was the original vision for John Hammond's dinosaur theme park. We don't know the exact date of when this park actually began construction, but it would have had to have been sometime in the 1980s. I say this because Hammond had already abandoned the California resort before the events of the first film. And before that even happened, he had his fallout with Benjamin Lockwood, who had previously visited the Isla Nublar Park with his daughter, Maisie. This makes Jurassic Park San Diego the oldest incarnation of InGen's most infamous attraction. The function of this park was actually quite different to what we got to see in the first film. On Nublar, Hammond relied on the automation of a safari ride that would take his guests on a tour throughout the entire island. In San Diego, however, the resort functioned far more like an ordinary zoo. As soon as the visitors would enter the park, they'd be greeted with a towering presence of the cloned Brachiosaurs to the left and mighty Stegosaurus to the right. In some conceptual designs for the park, Brachiosaurs would also be housed where the Stegosaurus pin is shown. After passing both enclosures, the tourists were free to walk wherever they saw fit. Dinosaurs to see along the way would have included every animal that Peter Ludlow and the InGen hunters captured in the Lost World. These include Parasaurolophus, Gallimimus, Pachycephalosaurus, Triceratops, the aforementioned Stegosaurus, and Compsognathus. When all of these animals were set free by Nick Van Owen, Ludlow's team adjusted their plans to include bigger carnivores than originally intended, resulting in the capture of the male Tyrannosaur and its infant. The male Rex, of course, broke out of its cage and began to cause havoc on the SS Venture. The baby, however, was flown into San Diego by plane. Ian Malcolm and Sarah Harding actually make their way into the nearly completed park to pick up the juvenile dinosaur in order to use it as bait for the adult. Here, we get a look at the main difference to this park compared to all the others. At the center of the resort, Hammond had constructed a large coliseum in which dinosaurs would be shown off to the public in some sort of elaborate show. Around the area the dinosaurs would stand was a massive moat, and towards the back of the amphitheater, a grand wall of rocks is shown to give the illusion of some mountainous barrier. It's a common fan theory that this is the place Peter Ludlow would have shown the bull Tyrannosaur to his eager guests, and there doesn't seem to be anything discrediting that train of thought. During Ludlow's pitch, he tells his investors that they shouldn't bring people halfway around the world to visit a zoo, and instead, they should bring the zoo to them. Since this original resort was still in existence, he insisted that San Diego was the perfect choice. He made it a point of telling them that the location was actually very near to where they were transmitting their satellite call at the InGen waterfront complex. The former CEO abandoned this excellent attraction for something far grander and ultimately impossible. After capturing all of the dinosaurs and holding the conference with his investors, Ludlow was supposed to have traveled back to California and continued construction of the site. Visitors would have been ready to be accepted in literally less than a month. In my personal opinion, Jurassic Park San Diego is one of the most interesting parts of the movie lore for this franchise. Much of its history is shrouded in mystery, and while we don't know everything about how it was to be operated and what exactly it would have looked like if ever completed, we have a pretty solid understanding of what Ludlow was trying to achieve from simple conceptual illustrations and his elaborate model. It's unfortunate that the site will more than likely never be seen again in any form of media, seeing as The Lost World came out more than 20 years ago, and we've still yet to have any real mention of it outside of that particular sequel. Maybe someday we'll be able to learn just a little more about what John Hammond's original vision would have been like. Now, before I go, I want to thank my game wardens, like Raul Luis Solorio, as well as all of my InGen executives, like Hunter Brown. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. Elizabeth Jerby, it's honestly amazing that you guys continue to show such an incredible amount of support, and I'm happy to help build this thing up with each and every one of you. Now,
Nice. Yeah, I always kind of figured, like, why did they always do the Lost World, and why did they continue to make the park? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, because I was kind of confused. Now I'm like, well, since Jurassic World came out like literally 3 years ago, I kind of think after they released Jurassic World, I kind of think that that was kind of John Hammond's dream in a way, kind of, because I mean, if you think about it, like, why would you bring the dinosaurs to the island? Like, it wouldn't make really any sense. It's kind of stupid, and I kind of think that for the humans to go to the Isla Nublar or Isla Sorna, and I kind of think that's kind of more like bring like they spend more, you travel more and stuff, and you get to go there and stuff. I kind of think that's more interesting than just, oh, you walk down the street and then you see like the big pens and all that stuff, and it's it's kind of like, you know, oh, you know, like what happens in Jurassic Park, you know, the whole things break and everything and stuff, and it's kind of just kind of like, you know, oh, you know, if everything breaks or whatever, you know, how are they going to deal with everything and stuff? It's just chaos. And so, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much. Please hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel. I love you guys so much, and I will be doing more Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, or any dinosaur related type of videos. I will see you guys in my next video.